Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome back to Zahjira's Travels in Skyrim. And what did I go to? There we go. Alright. Let's see how Zahjira does this time around. Alright. Are we ready to go then? Khajiit would like to take a moment. You have some interesting books. There was one more she wanted to have a peek at. If that's oh. May she look at this one too? And there's one over there. She apologizes, but she thinks it's important to read such things. Yes. At least, you might want to take that dagger with you. The Dragon Break Re-Examined. This one seems important, by Faldrune. Khajiit is actually surprised you haven't taken this one with you. The late Third Era was a period of remarkable religious ferment and creativity. The upheavals of the reign of Uriel VII were only the outward signs of the historical forces that would eventually lead to the fall of the Septim dynasty. The so-called Dragon Break was first proposed at this time by a wide variety of cults and fringe sects across the empire, connected only by a common obsession with the events surrounding Tiber Septim's rise to power, the founding myth, if you will, of the Septim dynasty. The basis of the Dragon Break doctrine is now known to be a rather prosaic error in the timeline printed in the otherwise authoritative Encyclopedia Tamrielica, first published in 32 Era 12 during the early years of Tiber Septim's reign. At that time, the archives of Alinor were still inaccessible to human scholars, and the extant records from the Alessian period were extremely fragmentary. The Alessians had systematically burned all the libraries they could find, and their own records were largely destroyed during the War of Righteousness. The author of the Encyclopedia Tamrielica was apparently unfamiliar with the Alessian year, which their priesthood used to record all dates. We now know this refers to the length of the long vision trances undertaken by the High Priestess, which might last anywhere from a few weeks to several months. Based on the analysis of the surviving trance scrolls, as well as murals and friezes from the Alessian temples, I estimate that the Alessian Order actually lasted only about 150 years, rather than the famous 1008 years given by the Encyclopedia Tamrielica. The mystery of the millennial plus rule of the Alessians was accepted but unexplained until the spread of the Lorcan cults in the late Third Era, when the doctrine of the Dragon Break took hold. Because this dating and explanation was so widely held at the time, and then repeated by historians down through today, it has come to have the force of tradition. Recall, however, that the Third Era historians were already separated from the Alessians by a gulf of more than 2,000 years, and history was still in its infancy, relying on the few archives from those early days. Today, modern archaeology and paleonumerology have confirmed what my own research in Alessian dating first suggested, that the Dragon Break was invented in the late Third Era based on a scholarly era, fueled by the obsession with eschatology and Numiduism, and perpetuated by scholarly inertia, and possibly by also many huge words that most people did not understand. Magic from the Sky by Iralav Gerald. Okay, the ancient aliens. Okay, no, that doesn't look like something to do with dragons. Watcher of Stones. Long have I waited at the Guardians. I must know whether the story's true. Surely you've heard them, tales of the stones granting powers to heroes of old, those special few being able to choose any stone to rewrite his fate. Oh, yes, Khajiit thinks she knows which stones this is talking about, but that really isn't to do with what we are currently worried about. A Gentleman's Guide to Whiterun, that's nice. That's not really what... Okay, so Khajiit thinks she has looked at... Is there any other books you think Khajiit might care about that you haven't already brought with you? Okay. Then you'll excuse Khajiit if she refreshes her spells, since she has a sinking feeling that where there was one batch of Thalmor, there very well may be another batch very soon. No, 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 that's not right. Well, maybe it is. Alright. It'll have to do. Let's sneak, shall we? That seems like a good plan. Ah, she doesn't know why she has such a strong feeling that there's more Thalmor, but she does. And, well, she has learned not to ignore such feelings. Although apparently this was unfounded. Alright. At least... Okay. Okay, Khajiit is not seeing any Thalmor, so... Good. How did you get down there before Khajiit? Okay. Perhaps, Esbern, you could let Khajiit get past? Maybe? Khajiit thanks you.
Huh?
Alright. Khajiit heard something.
There's the place. Who's there?
Dang it! Ah, she can't get that. Where? Khajiit.
That's all you've got.
Is everybody alright? Khajiit... Was he hiding in... He must have teleported. Okay, there's probably more. Khajiit was trying to put a trap there because she figured they'd come down there, but... It just didn't work out that way. Is everybody alright? Okay, everybody looks alright. Oh yes, you took care of a soldier as well. Good job, everybody. Good job. Alright, that doesn't mean that's the only ones, though. See, this is where Khajiit was trying to cast the rune, because she thought they'd come this way, but no, they were behind us. Somehow. Then there was that fellow that ran past us. Okay, well, it doesn't matter who that was. If they were an issue, they would have come and tried to attack us from behind as well. Good job, guys. Ah! Out of Khajiit's way. There's Quadojo, there's... Alright, there's everybody. Oh! Do you have a teleport spell? You do, don't you? You keep freaking Khajiit out. Okay, everybody's there. Oh. Somebody has reset that. Well, they're already down. It seems. Kind of pointless to have it not properly reset. Khajiit hears a new voice in her head. Hello, Space Knee. You know me? You're correct, I don't know you. At least, I didn't. Welcome to Khajiit's... Well, it's been particularly mad today, so welcome to Khajiit's madness. She is not insane, the world is. Alright. All the boys? All the boys. Alright, we are safe. Unless there's full of Thalmor asshattery on this side of the door. Oh. You're a spirit. You died in the Oblivion Crisis. Khajiit understands a lot died then. She is sorry that you perished. Okay. It looks pretty quiet in here.
Come back later, and I may have some work for you.
Okay.
I heard Riften's home to the worst Skyrim has to
Erander.
offer. I hope we don't run into any trouble while we're here.
Where is he?
Look, I need to know. What's going on between you and Brynjolf?
How dare you? After all we've been through together? How can you do this to me?
Okay.
Hey, sorry. I just get jealous when I hear rumors about you.
That's all they are. Rumors. So quit worrying.
Yeah. And she warned me off that fella, so apparently they're both jealous. Hello, Nephrox on Twitch. Welcome to the stream. What is RP chat? Basically, it means that if you want to roleplay, you pick a... Actually, I've got a whole blurb written up here to summarize it, so I didn't have to, blather. Right. Okay. Short version. This is an SRP stream, which means I myself am roleplaying, except when I'm in a save screen, and then at that point I will talk to you OOC like I'm doing right now. You can, if you want, roleplay in chat, or if you don't want to, you would put OOC in front of any of your comments so that it makes it a little easier for me to address those when I'm in a save screen like I am now, rather than having to pause and try to figure out if they're OOC or not when Zahjira is doing her thing. So, if you want to play a spirit, an advisor to Zahjira, here are some guidelines. You can be a spirit of a dead person or a currently alive person, but you have to be of no special background or importance within the world of Tamriel. No matter where your character comes from, they're not high-ranking or lower important people, Aedra, Daedra, or gods. Except examples of acceptable recently dead from Tamriel would be like Stormcloak or Imperial soldiers, rank and file, farmers, denizens of Oblivion, very minor nobles, that sort of thing. Acceptable currently alive people from Tamriel that are like watching Zahjira's goings-on through magical orbs or something. You would be living in a remote corner of the land. You're not anywhere in Skyrim or major Tamriel towns and cities. In other words, you're not basically spying on her. Acceptable recently dead / alive from other places other than Tamriel. It's pretty open. Just follow the other general guidelines. An ordinary person is the safest. And no spoilers. No matter who your character is, they should have no information that postdates the start of the Skyrim timeline. The only minor exception is if you're a recently dead soldier. You could have information about your faction camp and other minor things as long as it doesn't include quest spoilers. Hopefully that is helpful, and I also have some commands that you can run. There is a video that I did for my Fallout 4 SRP series called What is SRP? And basically, except for what I just talked about now, the majority of what's in that video applies, with the only differences being that this is Skyrim and that was about Fallout 4, but the rest of it still all applies. So, hopefully that makes sense. And you're going to join the RP? Well, you are certainly welcome. Alright. So I'll let you run commands as you need to figure out the various things. And I'll wake up Zahjira once more. Once I fix all my windows. There we go. Alright. So, Esbern.
Did you hear that?
If you're referring to the Thalmor, did you hear more?
We should keep moving.
Why did she attack? Isn't she the Khajiit that was rude to this one in the streets? There is something here that may explain. Khajiit hopes so. She does not like having to have killed one of her kinfolk. Ah, Space Knee. You were a member of the Blades during the Oblivion Crisis, and they sent you into one of the gates, and you died saving a soldier. Well, that was a very heroic way to die. Khajiit has heard of Oblivion Gates. She's read many books, but she doesn't really know what they look like. I have good reason to believe the target will be coming to Riften in the next few days. Discretion is preferred, but elimination of the target is of the highest priority. The usual restrictions on exposure are lifted. You will be reassigned outside Skyrim if necessary without penalty. Do not fail me. E. E. Well, the only E that comes to Khajiit's mind is the Tamriel's first ambassador. But she has plenty of Thalmor to send out to do her bidding. Maybe she thought Khajiit would be less wary of another from her land? Which she has to admit is true. Khajiit did not even think that someone from Palantine would do that. Oh, Khajiit thanks you. She is speaking to one of the voices in her head. Oh, you were not speaking to Khajiit. Ah. Yes, Khajiit would be less suspicious to Zahjira. So, in other words, she now has to be wary of everyone. Ah, that saddens. That saddens her a lot. Well, so you did hear something. Khajiit thanks you.
You'll have to speak up. I'm a little deaf in my right ear.
Oh, all right. Well, Khajiit would like to ask you a few things, since it seems to be slightly quiet at the moment. Perhaps... Yes, Zahjira wishes to know more about the 30th of Frostfall. Delphine did give Khajiit that as a code word to use if she needed it. But she is curious.
It was a cold day. The end of frostfall is nearly winter in the Gerol Mountains.
Okay.
We heard the news at Cloud Ruler by courier, riding hard from the Imperial City. 30th of frostfall, 171. 30 years ago.
Oh.
The Great War started that day. The Thalmor ambassador delivered his ultimatum to the Emperor Titus Mede, the head of every Blades agent within the Aldmeri Dominion. I knew that day that it was truly the beginning of the end.
Ah, now Khajiit understands the significance. Oh. Well, Space Sneak, Khajiit will do her best to keep that secret. Although since she has not met you in the flesh, which you currently don't have, but if she did... Actually, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, she will keep the secret. The Thalmor are very interested in finding you, no? Is it only because you're the lore master?
Well, they've been hunting down Blades since the Great War, on general principle.
Well, there is that.
But if you mean me, now in particular, maybe they've started to get an inkling of what the return of the dragons means.
Yes, that's what
I
Khajiit
don't
thought.
suppose they want the world to end any more than we do. Or at least they prefer to end it on their terms.
There is that. Well, Khajiit does understand how you know Delphine, but is there perhaps more to the tale you would care to tell her?
Hasn't she told you? We were both Blades.
Well, yes.
Back when that still meant something. Now we are just fellow fugitives from the Thalmor. I didn't know she was still alive, but I'm not surprised. She was a survivor.
She didn't know you were alive either until Khajiit found the information. Khajiit is slowly picking up bits and pieces, but could you explain in perhaps a very simple terms why it is so important about Zahjira being Dragonborn? To be honest, Khajiit doesn't think that she can, like, walk up to Alduin, the Black Dragon, and do something about him. He's the World Eater. I mean, Khajiit would like to think that she would have an effect, but to be honest, the last time she met him, he was quite rude to her. And that kind of bugs her.
Not yet, not yet. When we get to Riverwood with Delphi, I'll tell you both then, when I've collected my thoughts.
All right.
I never expected... Well, suddenly here you are, and now I'm too muddled to explain myself.
Oh.
I still need some time to get used to the idea that there might be hope for us after all.
Ah. Well, Khajiit can understand having muddled thoughts. Ah. Nephrox? Is that true? You are not dead? How are you watching Khajiit and talking to her then? Oh, that's interesting, Space Knee, that you spoke to him. Uriel Septim, huh?
We should keep moving.
Indeed. Sorry, I was just fixing my windows. One of them was being odd. Nephrox, you'll have to explain to Khajiit how it is you can watch and hear her. But you are not one of the spirits, so you are not one of the advisors that she was told about. Interesting. Space Knee, Khajiit is curious. The Dragonborn you said you spoke to was Uriel Septim. Was that when you were alive, then? That would have been an honor, indeed, to receive orders from him. How interesting. Speaking of interesting, well, Khajiit guesses we need to leave. Wasn't there a quicker... That's not it. This way. A quicker way out of this nest of rats. And Nephrox, you're talking through spirit because you don't want him to know. Khajiit is not sure which him you mean, but she can understand that, well, when you speak to one another silently, like not aloud, then it is... One can be much more discreet, yes. And Khajiit hears a new voice. Jason, hello, welcome to the madness. No, Khajiit isn't actually going to have a sup. Because she assumes you mean, you know, having something to eat. She's actually not hungry at the moment. Let's hope that is the end of Thalmor issues. Is everybody... Yes, everybody's here.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
What time is it? Wow, it's only evening. Khajiit feels like she's been down there forever. Ah, Khajiit cannot help you there, Space Knee. She has never been to Cyrodiil. She doesn't know what it looks like today. Well, Khajiit thinks we should probably find an inn and sleep for the night, yes? Or, Esbern, perhaps we should travel through the night.
I heard Riftin's home.
Actually, yes, that is probably the best idea. The Thalmor are looking for you here, so sitting up in a tavern is probably not the wisest move, Khajiit is thinking. You have seen Cyrodiil in today's time. Ah, well, perhaps you can talk to Space Knee then about what has happened, what is going on in Cyrodiil. Yes, Khajiit has heard that Uriel Septim did die. The death of an emperor is always a very sad thing. That is a name Khajiit does not recognize. Joffrey. Khajiit had planned to walk back, but that sounds like a bad idea. Khajiit thinks taking a cart out of here would be the best. Yes, Esbern? Khajiit would like to hire your carriage. It's going to be packed to the brim with people.
Where do you want to go?
We would like to go to Whiterun, please.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
We can nap on the way. Oh. Oh. Khajiit is feeling kind of tired. But we are in Whiterun. Mind you, Breeze Home would be pretty packed with everybody sleeping there, but that might be the best idea, yes? Esbern, do you really want to go there tonight? All right. Apparently he's gathered his thoughts, and he wants to go now. Such a beautiful night. Khajiit supposed the walk will be nice. If she weren't so sleepy. Oh, perhaps running will get the blood flowing and wake her up. Ah, Space Knee, that is a good name for your son. But you know, she is going to catch the bugs. If Esbern is going to have her out at night, she is going to take the opportunity to catch the night bugs. Because she doesn't get to catch them very often. Oh, Khajiit is so tired she can't even jump. Is there any more? Yes, right there. Because all the night moths, well, they only come out at night, don't they? There's some over here by this tree stump. They seem to like tree stumps and trees. Could you come down here? Khajiit would like to snag you. Ah, good. Esbern is looking at Khajiit funny. She will ignore that. When he needs a potion, he will be happy she spent the time catching bugs. Although he may not want to know if the potion he's consuming actually has bug bits in it. Some people seem to have a problem eating bugs. Is there any more? No.
I've actually never managed to visit Whiterun, but I always wanted to.
Khajiit has heard that people without dragon blood have, with much study, been able to learn Thu'um. So Khajiit is not surprised to hear that you have done that, Space Knee. Or you did do that, rather. And that also explains why you chose that particular name for your son. The dragon word for warrior. Alright, Khajiit has collected her bugs. Will that mud crab never be cleaned up? You would have thought it... Well, I guess it hasn't been that long. Khajiit keeps thinking it's been a long time, but it hasn't. It's only been a few days. Things do take longer than that to decay. Particularly things with hard shells. Oh, who are you? Oh, Maik!
Nord's armor has lots of fur. This sometimes makes Maik nervous.
Khajiit has to admit the thought hadn't occurred to her. Now she may be nervous herself. Nice to see you, Maik. You take care of yourself. Ah. Bug. Next time Khajiit makes potions, she will have lots of bugs to play with. Well, bug bits. But since she usually tries to sleep at night, these particular ones she won't have so many to play with. Although she will have a few more than... Oh, there's more over there.
Did you say something?
Okay, no, because she totally wasn't considering Doe to run over there and get more bugs. Well, at least, perhaps we can sleep here tonight? Maybe? Once the big discussion finishes, that is. Oh, Khajiit has a feeling they'll be talking for another 2 or 3 hours. Where's Esbern?
Hello.
Hello, Quadojo. Where's Esbern? Did he already... He already probably went inside and Khajiit didn't see him. Indeed, Riverwood. Delphine.
What is it?
Where is he? Fine. Let's go in here. Let's go down here. There we go.
It's good to see you.
Would you let Khajiit past?
It's good to see you too, Esbern. It's been too long, old friend. Too long. Well, then. You made it safe and sound. Good. Come on, I have a place we can talk. Orgnar, hold down the bar for a minute, will you?
Yeah, sure.
This way.
Is this... Khajiit thinks we should talk somewhere else. Somewhere a little quieter, yes?
Please, stranger.
Yes. That guy is always hanging out here. I kind of think him and Delphine have a thing. Khajiit thinks they're going to come down here. Yes? Well, the boys are coming down here. Now maybe Khajiit will get some answers. Maybe. Can Khajiit have answers?
Now then. I assume you know about...
Oh yes, Dragon Ball. Indeed, yes. Oh, this changes everything, of course. There's no time to lose, so we must locate. Let me show you. I know I had it here somewhere.
Esbern, what?
Give me just a moment.
His pack is like Khajiit's pack.
Ah, here it is. Come. You see, right here, Sky Haven Temple. Constructed around one of the main Akaviri military camps in the Reach during their conquest of Skyrim.
All right.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Khajiit has no idea.
This is where they built Aldrin's Wall to set down in stone all their accumulated dragon.
Ooh, a wall?
A hedge against the forgetfulness of centuries. A wise and foresighted policy in the event. Despite the far-reaching fame of Aldrin's Wall at the time, One of the wonders of the ancient world. Its location was lost.
Oh, no.
Esbern, what are you getting at?
You mean, you don't mean to say you haven't heard of Alduin's Wall? Either of you?
Let's
Khajiit...
pretend we haven't. What's Alduin's Wall, and what does it have to do with stopping the dragons?
Alduin's Wall was where the ancient blades recorded all they knew of Alduin and his return.
Ooh,
Part history, part prophecy.
that could be
His
useful.
location has been lost for centuries.
If we could
But
find
I
it.
have found it again.
You
Not
have?
lost, you see, just forgotten.
Oh, good.
The Blades archives held so many secrets. I was only able to save a few scraps.
The right scraps, it seems.
So you think that Alduin's Wall will tell us how to defeat Alduin?
Well, yes. But there's no guarantee, of course.
Of course.
Skyhaven Temple it is, then. I knew you'd have something for us, Esbern. I know the area of the reach that Esbern's talking about.
Okay.
Near what's now known as Karthspire, in the Karth River Canyon.
All right.
We can meet you there, or all travel together. Your call.
Khajiit will meet you at Karthspire, but perhaps you can tell Khajiit the best way to get there?
From Riverwood, the road south through Fallcreek is the most direct route.
South, okay.
Or you could catch the carriage from Whiterun to Markarth, and then approach from the west.
Ah,
Either way, the reach is wild country these days. The Forsworn are everywhere.
Forsworn?
Best be careful.
Are they bandits? All right. Well, Khajiit will meet you at Karthspire. She will figure out how to get there, yes?
Your call. Might be safer to travel separately.
Khajiit was
Attract less
thinking.
attention that way.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll get Esbern there in one piece.
Khajiit is
We'll
sure
wait
you
for
will.
you near Karthspire. Good luck.
Excellent. Khajiit will be there. Esbern? You be careful, yes? And Khajiit is going to read this book he put on the table. And Khajiit is now listening to the spirits. The Kaz are strong. Kaz is Khajiit and Dragon. Is it now? Khajiit won't promise to remember that.
Well, now, that's something to think about.
Take care of yourself, Oldman.
You're looking forward to seeing the wall, are you, Space Neat? So is Khajiit. She hopes it has answers.
Be safe.
And the Forsworn are tribal groups? Khajiit is not sure how a tribal group is different than a bandit. I mean, really. The Annals of the Dragon Guard. Look at the map. 2800 to 2819. So this is one of their record books. Interesting. Khajiit. So these are locations. Scribe's note. I have faithfully copied the following from the Annals of the Dragon Guard of Skyhaven Temple for the years 2800 to 2819. Oh, so it's not one of the original journals. 4329 to 4338 in the old calendar. That's a long time ago. Brother Annelus, Second Era, 568. 2801, Emperor Kostov again ordered the Dragon Guard to seize hostages from Markarth and Holdran to ensure that the Jarls meet their conscription quotas. Our master's official protest was denied, as usual. This will make relations with the local populace more difficult, although the hostages are in fact housed and trained with the other acolytes. 2804. So 3 years later. Upon the outbreak of the Winterhold Rebellion, our master refused orders to send the Dragon Guard out to help suppress the rebellion. The Emperor ordered our supplies cut off, but we have made arrangements with the local reachmen and are efficiently self-sufficient. The Grand Master supports our master's action on the grounds that it violates the Oath of Allegiance. 2805. Next year, the temple is besieged. The fool Kalian was sent to Winterhold and sacked the city. There is a reason he was denied entry into the Dragon Guard, but the local people do not count the difference between Akaviri. All our years of building up trust with the people of Skyrim are now for naught. 2806. We learned of the accession of Riemann II, a blessed name, when the siege of the temple was lifted. We provided the honor guard for the Emperor's first visit to Skyrim, a great boost to the temple's prestige. 2809, 3 years later. We received reports of a dragon in the east. Scouts were sent immediately, and signs of it were discovered, but it fled at our approach. The survivors have grown wary indeed. 2812. We finally received permission from the Emperor to begin construction of Alduin's Wall. Craftsmen from the temples across the Empire have arrived and begun the great work, overseen by our own master. This is only fitting, as she is unmatched in her dragon lore. 2813, so that's next year. Work on Alduin's Wall progresses. The master dismissed several craftsmen from a western temple that I do not need to name. They are so well known for stiff-necked pride, which has delayed the work, but there must be no compromise. Alduin's Wall is our gift to those that come after us. 2815, 2 years later. The Grand Master visited the temple in the summer to view the progress of the wall. He has received complaints about the expense. There's no doubt where these originate, but he was so impressed by the wall, even in its half-finished state, that he gave our master a writ of requisition under the Emperor's seal. There will be no more delays. For the reports of dragons in the east, which could not be verified. 2818, which is 3 years later. An auspicious year, Alduin's Wall was finished. A dragon was located and slain, and Emperor Riemann II visited to officially dedicate the wall. The blood seal was consecrated in the presence of all the Dragon Guard of Skyrim, a great honor of which few temples can boast. Well, Khajiit is really interested to see this wall that took so many years to build. Alright, just checking up. There's something that happened. Alright, let me do a save first before I forget. Okay. There was something that happened, and... Oh, Captain Hook hosted me. I don't know if Captain Hook is in the chat, but thank you very much. Much appreciated. And in fact, I have a couple minutes before I need to start the next episode, so I'm going to take those few minutes to thank the people who have been auto-hosting me that I do not get messages for anymore. They have been hosting me over the last few days, and I will be tweeting out the list. And I don't think any of them are currently here in the chat, but Greater Raider, Yankee, Open World Attic, Flirndip, Private Dijon, Gaber WN, Lukester Gaming, Coding Kitty 81, Kiba the Barbarian, Fox Crimson, Pied Piper, Cranky Old Mage, Captain Hook, who just came up, and Shinder. I'm thinking of some way to do this so it's easier for you guys to go check these people out, because I have them on my auto host as well, because I do like their content, and yeah, I think I'm going to do something like that. It'll make it a little simpler in the future. And, oh, it looks like... Oh, thank you very much for hosting me, Nefrox. Unfortunately, that's going to get disrupted in just a minute here. I am going to be... Greaterator, hello! Welcome to the stream. Just doing the end of the episode stuff. We'll be starting the next stream, so if you're watching on YouTube, please look in the upcoming live stream section for episode number... is this number 12? I think this might be number 12. Yeah, that sounds right. So look for the episode numbered 3.013, and I will be switching over to that in about 5 minutes here. If you're watching on Twitch or Mixer, my stream will be briefly offline, and then after that point I will be back with the next episode of Skyrim Zahjira's Travels. You were brought forth from lurking. Oh, so you've been there a while. I see. Yes, I was just thanking you for the auto, and the other people for the auto hosts I've been getting. Alright, so I will be right back in about 5 minutes. And let me run the new fancy command that I put down, so that if people come in the chat, they will hopefully see that. Or you guys can explain and say, no, she's not offline. Well, she is, but she'll be back. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. See you in a couple minutes. Bye. For this episode, bye.